Oh my, oh, oh, oh my God. Let's get to it.
Yo, yeah, 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 yeah. You already know what it is. Areola Rollercoaster Podcast, man. Episode 65 of this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Episode 65, you did. All right. I like it. Yeah. Now, hold on. Let me do a mic check. Is my mic sounding good? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Or do it sound like I'm coming from the computer? Because I don't know if I included my setup properly. You dig? I need to figure that part out. Are we good? We good? Y'all can hear the...
Oh my God.
Okay. Making sure that we was on point. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, I know this is kind of you know what I'm saying, this is kind of out of character, kind of like, you know, just a random pop-up YouTube only going live kind of thing, man. But I'm explaining to y'all why this is the way that it is, man. Things have been kind of different lately on how I was going to approach stuff, man. I've been kind of in the think tank of how I could enhance this podcast to make it better, because I am you know, running this thing solo, man. So before I get started with all of that, man, shout out to everybody, man. Welcome to the you know, episode 65 of the Areola Rollercoaster Podcast. It's me, your boy Starks, of course. And you know, 65 episodes, man, of this podcast I have been doing. And you know, most people doing podcasts, you think that people's like making money or they got sponsorships and all of that. My monetary gain from this podcast is about negative $2,500. I have, in 65 episodes, I have not made no money. Now, I went into it knowing this, but you know what I'm saying, at the same time, you know, I got to play it smart and be economical too at the same time. So my usual format that I go, you know, where I could post over multiple platforms and all of that, that's something that you got to pay about $350 for, you know, per year or something like that. So this year, when it was time to renew, I decided to not renew that and kind of, you know what I'm saying, work it off the muscle and figure it out like that. So, you know, I just been going live, just singular on platforms and reposting it. I also noticed something, man, with the podcast, that the retention level for me doing a podcast, it ends up being an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours long sometimes. The retention level is not that long. The retention length, like basically what I mean is people start to zone out after 45 minutes, basically. And not necessarily like, oh, it's not interesting. It's just like you on the internet, you got life going on, phone call, anything can, you know, everybody's attention spans is kind of shorter than a 2-hour podcast, you know, especially for somebody singular like myself doing it. So with that, kind of looking at my analytics and my metrics, I felt like I should condense this into a 30-minute podcast and see how it works from there. You know what I'm saying? Because while I have fun doing it for that long amount of time, because you can cover so much stuff, I mean, the data is the data, you know what I mean? And after 45 minutes, a lot of people stop listening, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, you know what I mean? That's part of the game. So, you know, this podcast will be one of those. It's going to be 30 minutes and around 30 minutes. If we vibing, but if we're not, you know, it is what it is. So another element that I added to the podcast is I got a call-in feature now. I'm gonna put this number in the chat, man. If y'all want to talk about a topic, whatever, you know, just shout out where you from, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You could call in and make it pop. I'm gonna put it in the comments right there, man. Boom. And I'm going to pin it. That's 502-632-3742, man. You could call and then it'll put you in on the pod. So, just getting to that point where we asking those type of questions, man. I'm glad everybody checking in and on the pod. So, just getting to that point where we asking those type of questions, man. I'm glad everybody checking in tonight, man. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? I'm happy to be here doing what it do, man. And 2025 is the year of value, man. You know what I mean? We got to value things and make things count, man. Cause a lot of stuff. Eggs is expensive, man. Eggs is expensive, man. I know it. Hey, listen, man. My uncle bought a piece of pussy with some eggs. You know what I'm saying? He got a carton of eggs. You know what I mean? He bought some. Hey, listen, it's real out here. They out here buying sex with eggs. You know what I mean? life is difficult right now. If it ain't the gas, it's the rent. If it ain't the rent, it's the food. Everything going up. You know what I mean? And Unc hit me to the game. He said, "Let me tell you something, nephew. You know what I'm saying? Eggs are so high right now, you ain't even got to buy pussy with no money. You can buy pussy with poultry. You understand me?" I said, "Hey, Unc, you might be on to something right there. You might be on to something right there." So Unc came on out, man, and you dig? He got his with some eggs, carton of eggs, man. He was good to go. Little did she know he worked at Kroger, so he probably stole them. Shout out to Unc, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? It's tough out here, man. Everything's tough, man. Like, you got to realize, bro, we can't even fly out no more. It's tough to fly out, bro. You seen what's happening with these planes? What you got going on that you land a plane upside down, bro? This ain't a Denzel Washington movie, man. How the plane land upside down, bro? Y'all seen that, man? You know what I mean? Grand Peasy, man, I appreciate you, my boy. I appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate you, Grand Peasy. I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, these planes been crashing into each other. They've been having bad takeoffs. It's all kind of stuff happening, man. Like, what is going on? I tell you what Delta need to do. Delta, all these airlines, I tell you what they need to do. They need to hire about 17 crackheads. They need to hire about 17 crackheads, man. You know what I'm saying? 17 crackheads, have them work on the motors. You understand me? All they need is $150 plus parts and a pack of Michelob Ultra, and they're going to get every plane in there together. You understand me? You ain't got enough crackheads out there, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got enough. You already know you got to use the Waffle House method with everything. You know what I'm saying? The worse the employees, the better the flight gonna be, man. If you got some crackheads out there working on the engine, that engine gonna run longer than a Toyota Camry. You hear me? That's facts. You walk in a Waffle House and the cook got on 2 shooting sleeves, you know your meal is about to be next to magnificent. You hear me? This is what they know. This is what you got to know. You know what I'm saying? But Delta, it's been planes crashing everywhere, man. Planes have been crashing, landing in the water, all this kind of stuff, man. And before Mello said they gave him a 30K survival bonus. Yeah, they did. They gave him a 30K survival bonus, and I'm gonna get into that. But I had researched a little bit and I seen that they came out with a plan, right? And the plan was they are working on a plane. They building a plane that has a fuselage, right? And what the fuselage is supposed to do is, in the event of an emergency, the fuselage, that's where the people sit. The fuselage is supposed to disconnect from the plane, right? And as it falls, parachutes deploy, and then the fuselage holding everybody would land safely, and then rafts, aka cushions, would deploy underneath it to where it would land softly, or and have the parachutes and the raft underneath. To me, that sounds like a dope idea. They had like a 3D illustration of it happening, and I think that'd be very, very. You remember the early 2000 CD players? That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna eject like a CD face. You hear me? Yeah, you already know them early 2000 CD players with the dolphins on them. You had the dolphins. Your shit was hard. Yeah, man. But yeah. So the plane crashed, right? The Delta plane crashed, and it flipped upside down. Everybody survived except for like one person, I think. Out of like 85 people, everybody survived pretty much. Delta offered them $30,000 because they survived. Like that's your survival bonus. Like you thank you for surviving. Here's 30,000. Like what? What? Listen, man. If I was on that plane that landed upside down and I survived, you got to understand that my face would be underneath. My face would be on the side of that plane like I was a part of OVO. You understand me? I personally ain't no way. Ain't no way. You said the video's laggy. I see it too, man. I see that the video's lagging a little bit. Let me see if I can't adjust that because I don't know why it's lagging. It shouldn't be lagging. Ain't no reason for it to be lagging. Too, man. If you want to call in and talk about